Hey, welcome back. This is the Ernest P YouTube channel. I'm Ernest, and today we'll be doing another segment on what's Mechanic Steve doing in his latest video. Mechanic Steve's a great guy from China who works on mostly big trucks, and being as it that he puts music over his videos, I like to go through his videos and talk about what I think he's doing to make him more relatable, and for people who are interested in knowing exactly what he's doing out there, so that they can know through my perspective what I think he's doing. I'm a pretty young mechanic. Obviously, there's people who have built entire careers in the mechanic industry and know a lot more than I do. I say it every video, and I'll probably continue saying it for a long time because I don't want people to think that I think I know more than everybody else. I know a fair amount, and I like to just share what I do know. Hopefully provide entertaining content for you guys, make Mechanic Steve more relatable to everybody, as well as help Mechanic Steve grow and gain interest in him as well. So we'll jump into this video of what's Mechanic Steve doing today. If you have anything you want to say, leave it in the comments down below. If you have any questions for us, anything you want to see us do in the future, again, just leave it down below. We check all the comments and we'll try and answer or reply to everybody. So we'll jump into this video without further ado. All right, here we got Mechanic Steve. Looks like he is welding a fuel tank. So that might be aluminum, those rods he's using there. The one thing to know, I actually had a great-great-uncle who died, got a Darwin Award, if you know what that is, in the United States, for trying to cut the gas tank off of a car with a blowtorch. So it's important to make sure that those are bone dry on the inside or else they can catch fire. Diesel is not as explosive as gasoline, but if it does get in there with the right amount of pressure, it could explode. So obviously he knows what he's doing, but I gotta be careful. Okay, so here's a radiator. This is cool because a lot of times, especially here in the States, you don't see people reusing old parts like that. They would just replace the whole radiator. But this is cool. He's gonna flush it out, and I'm assuming it's probably clogged or dirty. Yeah. So they've taken that cap off, and they're just running that cleaner down every single one of those lines through the radiator to get it unclogged, and then they'll put it back together and reuse it. Again, it's cool. People, they really just don't do that here. So it's interesting to see that. Okay, yeah, here's an air hammer. Looks like a big old drum brake right there, and I'm not exactly sure what he's doing yet. Maybe just getting that old pad off, and they're gonna just put the new brake pad material on. If you know exactly what he's doing, leave it in the comments. I can't say that I know exactly what he's doing, but that's my best guess, is he's removing that old brake pad material, and they'll put new brake pads on, and they'll reuse that metal hardware. Okay, that's a big old connecting rod for a diesel engine, diesel piston as well, and that's a wrist pin that he's putting in. That's at least what we always called them, so if it's not a wrist pin, correct me in the comments down below, but there should be a retaining clip he'll put in there, and that'll keep that wrist pin from moving side to side. I've seen it before where those retaining clips break, and that wrist pin bounces around inside the cylinder within a very short amount of time, can ruin that cylinder. That's what you see here are the cylinder sleeves. So when something like that happens, you can just open up the motor, take the head off, and you can pull the sleeves out on a diesel engine or any engine that has sleeves. And when you're going to rebuild the engine, you can just put new sleeves in, and it essentially becomes a brand new surface for that piston to ride in. So a very effective way of rebuilding an engine. Yep, just pressed right in. He's checking with his finger to make sure that none are sticking up too high. Okay, there's those pistons, probably those same ones from earlier. He's just gonna get them covered in oil, and then he'll slide them right down there in those new cylinders. Okay, here he's checking all those rings. You don't want the gaps in the rings to line up, or else you can have oil come by, or you can lose compression in that cylinder. So you always want them offset at least by 90 degrees, and he's just double checking that before he puts it in. This tool here, I like that tool. It looks like you can grab it with just a plier. I've seen him use it before. Pretty cool, but that tool grabs those rings and presses them inside of that piston, so they're not sticking out past the surface, and then he can push that piston down in there, which he just did with his hand. So yeah, I'm assuming there's probably not a crankshaft down there, but if there is, you usually want to stick your hand down there to make sure that it doesn't scratch the surface on the crankshaft, or have somebody else down there grab it, or what you can do is put some plastic around it or something so it doesn't scratch anything when it goes down. Yeah, awesome. Here's Steve, you know, every time we always see him eating some stuff with his, I'm assuming they're his friends. They're probably his coworkers as well, or employees. I don't know who owns the business, but you know, work hard, eat hard. So this has been another episode of What's Mechanic Steve Doing. Please like and subscribe, especially if you haven't subscribed already or this is your first time here. Again, leave stuff in the comments down below that you want to talk about, that you want me to address, any questions that you have, and I will try and get a hold of every single one of those questions, reply to them at least, and thanks again for coming to watch this video. As always, have a good day. Peace out.